You know, somebody does something like that, they need to be charged for it. It's called accountability, which is what is very well lacking in the city of Hagerstown right now, is accountability. Our state's attorney does not want to charge people. They do not want to hold people accountable. And who's suffering? The residents. We're all suffering. Well, the thing is, we've had issues up here in the West End for years, and we've stressed this with the police departments over the past few years. But I think the police department's hands are tied because the state's attorney fails to prosecute a lot of this. I mean, I look at the crime reports. A lot of the crimes that people are calling about here do not ever make it to the crime report. And that's a problem, because it's like, okay, why are we doing this? Are we trying to show that we're not a city that has a crime problem? Because I know Hagerstown has a bad image right now, and it's got a bad image because we're not holding people accountable. People's getting off on charges. I've seen guys that convicted felons, caught them in possession of firearms, get stet docket, probation before judgment. That's wrong. There's no accountability there. And I've been approached by many people now. I've been approached by retired MSP officers, sheriff's deputies, a lot of other people, a lot of other officers that approach me. They have LEOSA permits, which is retired law enforcement. It's a federal permit. Now they're wondering, okay, if I get in a situation I have to use my firearm, what's the state's attorney going to do to me? Are they going to have my back? When I'm trying to protect somebody. Look at the random crime we get up here in the West End. That was definitely not planned. If that had been somebody else that had been walking across there that wasn't armed, it could have turned out a whole lot different. You call 911, by the time you get through to the dispatchers, because I've been put on hold with 911 several times. Okay, you get through to the dispatcher, you finally give them a description, that could be too long.
Well, what has this done to your business?
Well, as you can see, I not only am a bail bondsman for the past 20 years, I am a Maryland certified firearms instructor. There's my Maryland certification. NRA certification, because I'm an NRA certified instructor. So I teach Maryland's concealed carry classes and do NRA's pistol classes.
So I'm assuming the gun that you used was a pistol?
Yes.
In this incident, okay.
Yes. So, my certifications are there. I have the capabilities with my certifications to qualify police officers, anybody that is trying to obtain a permit or trying to go through any kind of handgun training for any purposes. Security guards, police officers, anybody doing LEOSA, concealed carry permits, or just anybody that actually wants to take a home defense or self-defense class in firearms training.
So are you not allowed to train people right now?
I am, but with all this going on, of course, everybody's in fear that, okay, well, is his license still valid? Is his license not valid? He's got a handgun charge, so that's what I've been getting for a lot of people. They want to hold off, wait and see what happens.
Right, and worst comes to worst, you could lose all of them.
Oh yeah, I could lose my bail bond license. I could lose my NRA certification, because you cannot have any background with the NRA at all as far as being an instructor. Yeah. You have to be with the NRA. You go through a rigorous background search to become an instructor. So to lose that's something I'm not going to jeopardize. Yeah. I don't know if you follow the crime, but most people in Washington County anymore don't even get a bail. They're either held without bond, or they're released on their own recognizance, or they'll do unsecured personal bond, which has nothing to do with the bail bondsman, but the only thing that does, it puts more pressure on your warrant squad, the police officers, who are already understaffed. But now when people don't show up to court, they have more people to look for. I grew up right there, that address right there. Lived there all my life since I was a kid. My dad passed away in '93. I moved away for a few years, been back here since '06 in this house right here. I raised all my kids here. I've seen this neighborhood take a serious drop in the past 15, 16 years. It's gotten worse. I mean, we sit here every night. You can smell, spice, marijuana, all kind of other strange smells that you shouldn't be smelling. We hear gunshots. We got motorcycles screaming up and down the neighborhood. And, you know, it's like, okay, when's this gonna stop? I worked hard from 2008 when I started the Neighborhoods First group to get this community back, you know, to mesh with the police department, you know, because they were all opposed with the police department because they feel that the cops are not doing anything. We keep calling, we keep calling, we keep calling, nothing's getting done. Well, you gotta look at it from their frustration standpoint. They're putting in all the paperwork, they're putting in all the time, state's attorney's not charging. So, you know, it makes a big difference. You know, we're trying to be an extra set of eyes, an extra set of ears to actually work with the police department, you know, and that's exactly why, like I say, I'm not a politician. I've gotten more into politics this year because we definitely have to have a change here. You know, I've looked at, you know, I've talked to Bernard Semler several times. You know, I understand his views. He doesn't sugarcoat anything. And he is out for accountability. These people right here, this lady lived at 417. She just passed away not that long ago. I used to have to listen to this woman complain. She lived on this block for over 60 years about the crime and how everything's went downhill. 60 years, and to see her go down. That property right there is probably going to be foreclosed on because her family members don't want to take it over because of its location. I mean, it's sad to say, but I mean, people are leaving here left and right because they're tired of dealing with the crime and the lack of things being done. And that all goes back to, you know, the state's attorney's office not charging these people for the crime. You know, I'm a firm believer that I can protect myself, I can protect my family, and I try to protect my people because this is all like an extended family to me, people that live here.